Hey guys, how are you? Did you miss me? I don't think so, maybe. I'm just dropping this video for you so that we can kick off November very, very well after amazing celebration, right? So here just quick messages from you about what are the things that you should be assuring that are happening in your LC during the month of November. Cool. And then why are we talking about November so much and what is the role that November plays, right? So basically yay, why now? I should have been doing this. I don't know. Anyways, so basically, why is November the most crucial month for us to deliver the peak? Right now we have most of the EPs that we need, they are already in the system because again, because of global timeline, people would like to realize their internship between January and February. So this means that if we are able to push a lot sales in November, we still can get a lot of these EPs available and our matching time is going to be much faster. Also because we have Brazil and Tunisia that is recruiting like a lot for us, and this is the first time that is actively and consciously happen. So that's why it's very important for us also to follow up on our process and our promise with our country partners. This is the first point, right? Timeline. And the second one is you are getting members. And this is the most epic point, but it's also very crucial. Why? Because if your members join Isaac and they take a long time to actually experience the activities that they are going to do, they will not have clarity about what do they actually do in Isaac. So they can think that okay, in Isaac we do we have meetings, we have callings, but it's not very sure. I don't know what my responsibilities are. So this is a very crucial moment for us to make them understand what is their role that they will play, not only in Isaac, but in your team. So expectation setting and increasing their involvement, it's very essential. So that's why November is the most important month that we have in this semester in order to grow Has Network. And then what are the two main things that are actually happening in November? First is that you are officially leading a team. Yay! So what does this mean? If some of you already had members from summer teams and these people are already in the university timeline, if not, most of you are right now receiving new members. And by receiving new members, we often get lost on how can we make sure that they are actually performing, what is the best induction process for them to Isaac. And for this, I invite you to remember the point that you actually understood the organization. Was it on a email or a calling day, or when we actually experience on the job? So on a company meeting, when you had your first matching. Usually these are the most important points where people actually see that, okay, what we do contributes for exchange and I'm able to bring people to Germany because of my own effort. So this is the moment where people should be engaged and understand their responsibility towards our area. So some very important points. First, set with them how is going to be the workload in weekly basis. So define what is their university schedule, when they are doing weekly cold calling, when they plan to have the company meetings because they need to have company meetings. Set a couple of hours to do a good pre-sales, but focus mainly on the execution of it and define with your whole team per process or in general the team meeting. If you have these in order, already make them understand that, the Pope can come to visit your LC. These activities, they will happen anyways. So that they understand that that's the way that we work as an organization and they know their responsibilities. The second point is, how do we know that they are actually ready to perform? Well, mainly only when they're doing stuff and we are able to give them very good feedback. So of course that we should make them understand the overall organization, right? So focus a lot on having a very nice big picture session, put them to talk with an intern from yours about how it's this experience that we deliver is actually life-changing and they understand the importance of what they do and introduce them to the processes, how does IGT works, what are the phases of the area, what are they focusing on, what is their responsibility towards it, then go much more into sales, how does the sales process works, where are the actions that should be taken in each stage of the pipeline, and then you go and you specialize even more in one process. So first, teach them about this specific process, calling, let's say. give them like the general induction on how to call, and then you sit with them and make them call. In the beginning they will fail a lot, which is super normal, but the thing is people are different and they fail in different stuff, so they have different challenges because they are different people. That's why it's very important that we as their leaders are very close to them in this moment to give straightforward and specific feedback so they are able to evolve fast. Our goal is to make sure that we are overcoming the challenges in a weekly basis. So we identified one challenge this week, next week we have to have this solved and see what is the next challenge that we have. And for this you can also use the NST and me also has support to help you overcoming these challenges. Just make sure that people will not lose the motivation, the execution. So you give them feedback and then they start to get how they do cold calling and everything. So they start getting the company meetings and then you train them based on company meetings. You go them with the company meetings. A very nice frame that you can use, for example, is first you doing the company meeting and then they observe. The second one is half-half, you do and they contribute for it. And the third one, they do, you contribute for it. And then the last one, they do it and just give feedbacks. And based on the feedbacks, you already know what to work on. So very hands-on and very close to already teach them on the right direction. If in the beginning of the experience, they know how the process works and they feel that they are achieving success on it, most probably towards the whole experience that they're going to have, they will also understand and they will also feel successful. And then the most important thing is like also to make them execute, having the sense of achievement and having a good team experience. So put these things together and make sure that you know what phases your team is right now and make sure that people are experiencing the organization, not by us saying how it looks like, but because they're actually doing the activities that they will do as members. This is the first point. Second point, it's sales in general. So basically, this is the biggest point for us to make sure that we are implementing all the knowledge that we got from celebration. And this is very behavior driven, right? Because we will never be totally ready. But we need to make sure that we are executing the process based on what is the most crucial facts for us. So start implementing the whole sales process and track very closely your conversion rates. Focus mainly on company meetings. Our goal is to achieve the biggest number of company meetings possible. And then if you're not achieving company meetings, map the reasons why. Just ask 5 times. Why? Because of this. Why? Because of this. And when you have the real cause, brainstorm solutions with your consultants so that you have clear next steps in order to get a lot of company meetings. Basically, this is the moment where our sellers should be on the street, selling all over Germany and not behind computer or behind the phone calling. This is one phase of the process, but our main goal is to assure they are experiencing company meetings. And overall, only if we are able to put these 2 things together, so first the sales knowledge that we got from celebration with the new members that we have, and put these things to execute, that we actually achieve our goals. But for this, you also need to know our goals. So make sure that you have clarity on how many contracts you aim for this month, what are the companies that you need to track on, and then they can give you the results that we need. Track your pipeline and the evolution of it. And if any point you are having some struggle in a specific conversion rate from calling to company meeting, from company meeting to contract, that's not the problem, right? The problem is that it just stay with the same conversion rate. So bring this conversion rate to your consultancy or approach me with it, and then we can brainstorm solutions on how to increase the conversion rate, making sure that more companies that we call sign the contract and they do this faster, so that they can have a better conversion rate, a faster conversion rate, and more companies engaged. So the minimum of companies that we add in the pipeline weekly is 10 per member, and make them own this number so that they can also feel responsible for this accounting from the lead until the closing the contract. This is just some kickoff message for you for November. The time is now. People will not get more ready and use this time to experience with them also your role as VP, guiding them towards execution. If you need anything, me and the NST, we are more than happy to be here to support you guys. So enjoy your weekend and see ya!